Hello everyone, I'm back with another video, and in today's video we have a Dell laptop. This is a Dell G7 157588 model, and that information is a G7 Dell. The model can be found on the bottom sticker with a service tag. You can check it in there. And in this video, I'm going to take you on a step-by-step how you can open it up and how you can clean the motherboard, the fan system, the dock system, and repaste it too. You should be doing that once every couple of years, or at least every year if you are using it heavily on for gaming or for any production work, because these are a workstation pretty much. So people do take advantage of them and they just push them to the limit. It's just like a vacuum cleaner. It just all the dust gets plugged in there, and it does overheat. So if you want to clean it, follow these steps. Just remember, by cleaning and repasting your laptop, you're not going to change any configuration in the system. Everything's going to be left the way that you left it before you power it up. So it's pretty much just doing a servicing, plug it back in, and that's it. All right, I'm going to go over the tools that I'll be using. All the tools that I use will be linked in the video description in case you want to purchase yours. All right, first, I will always recommend a good screwdriver set. These are really good screwdriver sets that I fix it from there. I purchased myself this basic set. We're going to be using a Phillips #1. If you get the Pro set, they will include you with an opening tool, some tweezers and stuff. If not, just get the basic set. And for the opening tool, I'll be using a guitar pick. A metallic guitar picks are suitable to opening cases and covers. So with these two on hand, we're gonna get it started. Also, I'm gonna go over the next one that I'm gonna be using, isopropylic or isopropylic alcohol, 98% plus. Do not get anything under 98. All right, and one sheet of the workshop towel. Workshop towels are really good to have. Do not use any microfiber towels. Use a workshop towel, because as soon as you put an alcohol on top of this one and you try to clean the motherboard, this will rip apart, preventing damage on any other components. So use microfiber towel. For the thermal paste, I'll be using a Thermo Grizzly Extreme. You can go with an Arctic MX4, MX6, whichever you want. And so again, there are many other choices out there, but this is not a benchmark test. I will not go with any TPM pads, because those are really good, but they're expensive and really hard to find a reliable source. And even if you put that one on, every year you have to open and you have to clean the fan system and stuff like that. So you have to repaste. So it's unnecessary. Thermo Grizzly does work very well for at least 3 years with no problem. All right, with all this on hand, let's get into it. So first thing first, we're going to unscrew the screw at the mid-back. This screw has a little C-lock that will prevent the screw coming out. And the C-lock will help to separate, create a gap between the cover. We call this as a service cover. So you want to grab it from here, from the middle, and bring it up. And you want to hear some click sound. That's what you want to hear. Just bring it up from the middle up so it gives this kind of curvature. And it will release the rest. You can take it outside and clean it. It is pretty dirty. All right, so we can see two fans in here, heat pipes, but everything is under this field. So we need to get to there. Before we do anything, we're going to disconnect the battery. To disconnect the battery, first let's go ahead and remove the screw that touches the battery on top here. One right in here, one right in the middle, I believe. No, and the one is right over here. So there's a two screws that touches us, hopefully, yes. And once you have it in this position, no, there's one more in the corner back here. So remove this one. 3 screws on the battery. So lift it up and slide it out. And now we can easily work in here. You want to grab the connector and evenly, you want to pull it back evenly. Don't pull it on the cable. Just grab the jack on the corner, put your fingernails on the side, and then pull it back easily and bring it back. Don't yank it sideways, otherwise you bend the pins. So there's your battery, 55 watt-hour battery. Now you can safely work on the rest of the components. So first, we're gonna go ahead and remove the mechanical drive by lifting up this flip thing, this latch upward 90 degree. Just with your fingernail, you can lift it up 90 degree upward and pull this flex cable. Has a little adhesive. Just grab it, bring it up gently in 45 and pull it back. There's a tiny adhesive. All right. For the BIOS battery, I'm not going to disconnect it. I'm just going to put it underneath and just has a little adhesive, pull it out. because I don't want to change any configuration, reset the BIOS configuration. We are going to remove the hard drive, remove the 4 screws that holds the caddy in place. These screws are especially designed for the caddy, so you don't mismatch them with the rest of them. Keep them in a separate pile. I usually keep them near the hard drive, lift it up, put it to one side, and put the screws right beside it. You're going to remove the NVMe by removing one screw and pull it back, put it to one side, put the screw beside it. We're going to remove the back grill. There's a 3 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, there's 4 screws. Remove the 4 screws for the back grill. All right, let's put that to one side. Now we're going to slide it backward, but sometimes you can't do if it doesn't budge in because you have to open it right in here and then pull it back. There we go. And there. Do the same thing in here. There's a tiny latches in there that you need to lift it up a little bit and then pull it back. And it will come eventually. Again, you can take it outside and clean it out. So back here, we got the Wi-Fi cable coming through here, and we got the LCD cable that comes through here. Remove the cover, the bracket for the LCD holder, put it to one side. Remove the Wi-Fi screw. Lift up the Wi-Fi cover screw, slide it backward, put it beside the screw, and pull this Wi-Fi in 45 degree out. Do not yank it upward. Unplug the cables straight up, and run the cables through here, groove. And there's another Wi-Fi, USB cable comes here. I guess this is for the webcam. So you want to unplug it straight up, pull this thing straight up. There's a jack right in here and has a tiny adhesive. Bring it back all the way to there so you can free that. For the LCD connector, you want to grab this handle here that they give you and you want to bring it upward straight and it will disconnect it. So you just push down style. So unplug this one, put it all the way back. Now pretty much we're gonna remove all the screws that we see on the bottom cover, starting from the bottom of the battery. These are the short ones, so go under the battery, remove these ones here. These are M2 times 3. So remove those. I'll put this one on this side. And then starting from the corner, we got these are a little bit longer, so we're gonna remove these ones. Keep them in a separate piles. You can take a picture to know which one goes where, but they are actually marked out. So I'll go here. So these screws right in here. These are a little longer screws than the one under the battery. All the screws that are removed from the bottom cover here, except under the battery, should be the same size and height. It's 2.5 times 6. So I'm removing here too, by the NVMe. They're always sneaky. They will always hide them beside the fan. Remove this one. Do not remove the other one yet. Remove the one in the corner. Under the grill, there are a few of them. There are 2 in here and 2 in here. All right. So I did remove most of them. Let me see if I missed any. Nope, I didn't miss any. But once we remove all the screws that we see, we have loosened up the BIOS battery. We are going to grab our opening tool and we are going to open up the laptop a little bit so we can get to this part of the laptop. In here, we're going to stick the opening tool between the palm rest and the bottom cover, just like that. And we're going to twist it and we're going to see that separation coming out in here. Okay, we have to go ahead and I forgot to remove the disconnect the cables, flex cables for the keyboard, mouse, trackpad. So we're gonna disconnect this one up 90, the flaps, bring them up, and pull back the flex cables. All right, once we have that one in, then we can go back again the other side. We are gonna loosen up the cover, use the opening tool, work yourself all around. All right, once we did this one, we can put it down and lift up the board, gently bring it upward. And once we have it in this position, there's a palm rest, the keyboard, everything stays in there, and the motherboard stays on this side. So it could have been so easy. So if you could have separate them right away, but we can't. So what we're gonna do in here, we are gonna still remove the motherboard to work on the other side. To do that, we need to disconnect this speaker cables, slide it backward, and now we're gonna remove one screw right through here. If you just want to clean the fan system, you can remove one or two screws and rip this gaffer's tapes. But if you want to do a proper job, go ahead and remove the motherboard. Remove any chrome screw that touches the board. So follow, make sure there's nothing too in there. And there should be a few on this side. All right, this bracket, grab it. That bracket holds the power jack. So we have that one out. There's no screw in there. No. So we should be able to lift up this board. Oh, we gotta still loosen up the screw for the fan. So remove two screws for the fan because they hold it from the bottom cover. Once for all, we're gonna disconnect the fan cables. So just slide it. Don't yank on the cable. Just slide this jack backward like that. And then we're gonna grab this board from this side, from the power jack side. We're gonna bring it up. I think something is holding it. Oh, the power jack is holding it. So pretty much, if you don't want to hold it, just bring the power jack with you up. And the power jack is holding it. So let's go ahead, put the power jack in there, go back on the other side. We are going to unplug this power jack. So you have to slide it towards the fan so you can unplug it. Once you have unplugged it, the power jack will just go haywire. Just grab it, bring it up, and then slide it to this side so you can release this I/O side on the other side. And the battery has to come through this hole. So there's the bottom grill, and there's your motherboard and everything right on top. It is pretty dirty. So I'm gonna put this one over here, and we are gonna work on this. To remove the heatsink, you wanna remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. So one in the middle. Also, if you guys like my videos, if you find my videos helpful and helping you guys out, you can support the channel by clicking the like and subscribe. I'll greatly appreciate it. It helps and supports the channel to make more videos, take requests, and answer your questions in the comment area. I appreciate that. Right, once we remove the screws for the heatsink, you're gonna grab it gently and we're gonna bring it up and we're gonna lift it over. And right away here, we can see that the thermal pads are still good. They're not that bad, but the thermal paste, they are really pushed out to one side. That's called thermal pumping. So we are gonna clean it and we're gonna repaste it. All right, to clean it up, first let's put this motherboard to one side because we still got some cleaning to do in here. To clean up the fan system, you can remove the fan and make sure that it's not clogged up in there. In order to do that, first let's remove this gaffer's tape a little bit in here. I can see lots of dust in there. There are dust stuff in there. So we're gonna remove few screws in here. We're gonna remove tiny screws. These are Phillips 0. On the fan, there should be 3 screws on each side. On this one, there's 3 of them. On the other one, I see only 2. So remove these 3 screws. And once for all, remove the other screws too. All right. So let's go ahead and lift up this gaffer tape a little bit. Oh yeah, there's a dirt in there too. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna flip it over. And this one over here has only 2 screws, but has a little latch on the side. You wanna grab it, open up a little bit, and the latch will get released. And there we have it. So you can see that little dust plugged in there. That does affect the temperature a lot. On this side too, those little dust in here, they do affect a lot the performance. So we're gonna clean it out. So we're gonna remove the dust in here. You can take it outside and blow some air through here. Use an air compressor. Do not use air cans. But if you want to use air cans, sure, go ahead and use it. And these tapes are called a gaffer's tape if you want to use them. But if you don't, it's fine too. So I'm gonna take it outside. I'm gonna clean up with a toothbrush the fans. Use an old or new toothbrush to clean up the fans slowly, gently, and the motherboard, everything else. And we're gonna put it back together and we're gonna repaste the CPU. I'll be back in a second. All right. I took them outside, I cleaned it with an isopropylic alcohol and clean up the dock system, everything like that. So we're gonna close it down and make sure flip it nicely. And we are gonna put the screws right over. These are the tiny screws on the fan. That is cleaned up. We're gonna bring the motherboard and we're gonna repaste. To clean and repaste, what you're gonna do, you wanna grab a little bit of workshop towel. You're gonna spray an alcohol right on top, nice fair amount. And we are gonna swipe over the CPU and we're gonna swipe over the GPU. And we're gonna clean up the heatsink too. Just swipe. Once we're done with this, now we're gonna apply that. You can use an Arctic MX4 or you can use Thermal Grizzly. I put on the CPU the Arctic MX4 or MX6 on the CPU. On the GPU that is more delicate, I'll put a little better quality and we can put on Thermal Grizzly. Just a grab and put a tiny line or just spread it over. Doesn't matter what you do, spreading or line. I have a spatula, so I'm going to spread it. So we have our thermal paste on top. Now we're going to grab the heatsink. We're going to bring it over, align it straight down. Bring it in a position that you can actually put it down. There we have. Remember that the connector for the fans, they have to go under the board, so place them underneath. And now you're gonna put gently all the screws, starting from the middle, always so you can spread evenly the screws all over the place. So you put one in, don't tighten up too much, just put gently over, and then you come back to a second pass to put it tighten it up. So what we're gonna do here first is to flip it and connect the fan connector because people usually forget them. Slide them in. Slide them in. We are gonna bring it down. Make sure you put this power jack straight in place. First, we're gonna put this side down where you have the USB and HDMI port. So you wanna put this down in 45-degree angle inside the case. It has to go in there. It's not sitting straight, so it has to go inside there. Move it around. No, it has to be a little higher. So then make sure it's connected. The battery has to go in there. Move the battery cable right in the case. There we go. And now bring it down and drop it down in place. Now you can go ahead and put the screws for the top cover. So I'm gonna put the screws for here. The chrome screws goes all the way on the motherboard on this side. And we're gonna put the screws for the fan. There should be 2 screws on each side. All right, we are almost done. Connect the speaker cables right, like a fan connectors in there. Make sure it goes in straight. There we go. Run the cable. Now, once we have this one in place, we're gonna rotate, and we are gonna bring it down where it's supposed to be, in here. So I'm gonna move a little offset so I can pull these cables up, and then I'll bring it towards me. Then grab these cables, put them over like that, and then push them down and push the side. You want to hear those nice click sound. That's what you want to hear. Make sure the power jack is slided right in front, and then once it falls inside the connector, just push it in. There we go. And just squeeze it in there. Grab the flex cable for the keyboard, slide it in and close the lock right over. Open up the lock for trackpad, slide the flex cable in, lock it down. The backlight for the keyboard, close. I know this is another type of sensors, whatever. And this one is for another LED light, a power light. Slide it in there and lock it down. The battery goes in there. All right. Once for all, we're gonna grab the hard drive. We're gonna put it in here. Before I put it in, I'll put the connector in there. I'll lock it down. I'll bring it, then I'll drop the hard drive in place. Put the 4 screws for the caddy of the hard drive. Not this one. This one's over here. All right. Let's go ahead and put the connector for the LCD. Just align it first and then push it down with your finger. You want to hear click sound. That's what you want to do. Then run the cable all around in here. Make sure you give a little space in it for breathing so you can pull when you open the LCD. There we go. Grab the lock for the LCD, put it right in there. This lock, you have to go right underneath and then bring it down and put the tiny screw for the lock. Grab the SSD, slide it inside the connector, 45-degree angle, and then grab the screw, push it down, make sure the screw hole is matching, and then tighten up the screw. Grab the screws for the under the battery, put those ones in. There are 4 of them. No, not these ones. These ones are for the back rear. Under the battery are these ones. These tiny ones. Put these tiny ones under the battery. And then we're gonna grab the Wi-Fi. We're gonna bring the Wi-Fi cable in here. We're gonna run it under these screws. Make sure they go underneath. Once we are in this position, I'm going to connect them. The orientation for the cables don't matter. They're the same. So you can put the white in the black spot. It makes no performance or anything. They're both antennas. You want to bring it in 45-degree angle inside the connector. Grab the bracket. The bracket slides right on top from the side. Grab the tiny screws like an SST, bring it down and put the screws. Once you put the screw, you want to fix up the cables. Do some cable management here. There we go. Grab the other cable right in on beside it. Again, I gotta do some cable management in here. I'm gonna push this connector straight in there and always bring it from this side towards the back so you can give this little room to move around in there when you open the case. All right, now what do we need here? So let's go ahead and put the screws down here at the back under the grill. There are two of them right there and two of them right in there and one on each corner. Once we have this one in, you want to grab your back grill. You want to bring it down, bring it in straight, and it clicks in. These two clicks in the side. Grab these really flat head screws and put them right on the grill. And to finish it up almost, we're going to put all the screws that we see on the bottom here, the one in the middle, everywhere that we see screw hole, except where the battery goes, they should be indicated. I will power on the laptop to make sure that you guys know that it does power on with no problem. So you guys don't go haywire on me. I've been doing this for a very, very long time. I had no screw left. To finish it off, grab the battery. Always bring it in an offset position just like this so you have better handling of the jack. Align it in front of the connector and then pinch it in like that. And then you want to bring the battery, these two hooks, they have to go under the palm rest, and then bring it down and drop it down and put the three screws over the battery. And to finish it off is to grab the bottom cover. Make sure you put the front end of the laptop in, bring it down like that. Push down the corners. You want to hear those click sounds. And push down, click, click. In the back, you just want to tighten it up. It will pull the cover to itself. And if you see any gap opening on the case, just push them down or pinch them and it will snap to its place. And let's go ahead and power it on. Once it's powered on, I'm going to go F2 so I can go to the BIOS. There you go, their logo. And we are inside the BIOS right here. And that's it. Then we go to the system information. And I can see 16 gig RAM and everything else iCore 7, 8 Gen. As always, I hope you guys like this one and helped you guys out to do your own service and cleaning for your laptop. Dell G7 157588 model. If you have any question or requests, feel free to leave them in a video comment. I'll try to answer them as soon as I can. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.